I'm making some tender, delicious, mouth-watering pulled pork. I love smoking pork shoulder. Now, pork shoulder is one of those versatile pieces of meat which is great for leftovers. Pork shoulders are also very inexpensive, which is great for those who are on a budget. But enough talk, let's get this grill started. I'm starting about 8 B&B charcoal briquettes inside a chimney that's been flipped upside down. Now, if you don't have a small chimney, having the large chimney flipped upside down like this is a great way to start up a few charcoals. Now, once sashed over, I'll place over the slow and sear. Just a little FYI, the water reservoir is filled. Let's place in some wood chunks. I like cherry and apple and pecan. And next, let's fill up the rest of the slow and sear with unlit charcoal. Let's place on our aluminum foil to make cleanup easier. And then place in our grate. As you can see, the slow and sear is filled up past its capacity. This is going to be a long cook, so let's load it up. Let's cover it up and let it come up to temperature. While it comes up to temperature, let's prep our pork shoulder. As discussed in other videos, my preference is to remove most of the fat cap. Now, my reasoning is that the pork shoulder has plenty of intermuscular fat, so it'll be plenty of juicy. No fat cap means more delicious bark. Now, if your preference is to keep the cook simpler, feel free to either score the fat cap or leave it on entirely. Let me know what your preference is down in the comments. Use your favorite pork rub for seasoning. I'm using Blood So's pork rub. Now, whatever rub you use, be sure to coat heavily. This is a big piece of meat and it can handle all of the seasoning. Once well seasoned, let's let it sweat out a bit and then check on our grill. Okay, now that the grill's locked in about 275, I'm gonna go ahead and put the pork shoulder on this grill and let it cook. Now, I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm not gonna check on this. I'm gonna roll it for 5.5 hours. The only thing I'm gonna be looking at is the temperature, make sure it doesn't get out of control. The SNS kettle really locks in the temperature, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Again, this thing is gonna go undisturbed. I'm gonna check on it maybe at the 5-hour mark, see where we're at, and go ahead and probe it and wrap it. Okay, it's been about 5 hours. It's time to check this pork shoulder. Let's check on this pork butt. Ooh, look at that. Now, the slow and sear has been rocking out for about 5 hours. At 265, it locked in its temperature and has been smooth sailing throughout the cook. As you can see, the bark is perfect. And right now it's probing about 170, 175. Now it's the second part of the cook and it's time to wrap. Let's get some aluminum foil and let's get this thing off the grill. Now, normally in the wrap, I just go ahead and wrap it in aluminum foil and just let it go. But today I'm doing things a little bit special. I'm putting a little bit of butter and a little bit of honey. Let's get some butter, hot butter. And add a little bit of honey here. Ooh, look at that, nice. Okay, let's also hit up with a little bit of that pork rub we did earlier. Not much, just enough in there for it to get a little bit of extra flavor. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to double wrap. Double wrapping aluminum foil is really good because of that bone. It might tear on that first layer, but the chances of it ripping on the second layer, it's very unlikely, but let's be safe. We made sure to double wrap this because we don't want any tears. I also added a little bit of butter, a little bit of honey. The slow and sear has been running great. 275 the entire time. It's been about 5 hours. It's been running flawlessly. Not too much more time. I'm gonna go ahead and probe it. And once it's 200 or close to 200 degrees, I'm gonna check for tenderness and it should be done. I don't think it's gonna take that very long for the center piece to be at 200 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the grill and keep on cooking. But before we do that, let's check our charcoal. Running very nice. Make sure you always shake up your charcoal a little bit. Internal temperature is reading about 175. Let's cover and keep on cooking. It's been 1.5 hours later and the pork butt is temping in at 205. Let's confirm tenderness by probing the pork shoulder. If the probe slides in like butter, you're good to go. Let's remove and let it rest for an hour or two. Now, I rarely give a status update on charcoal consumption, but this is what we're looking at, a total of 7 hours cooking time. Don't let the charcoal go to waste though. Let's give it a quick clean with some aluminum foil and shut down our vents. The pork shoulder has been resting for 90 minutes and it's time to eat. Let's unwrap. Look at that delicious bark. Let's do the bone pull test. Should slide right out with no effort. Nice and clean. I'm not gonna pull all of this pork, but let me show you how tender it is. Beautiful. As mentioned earlier, no fat cap means more delicious bark. Oh, got this perfect piece right here. Nice little bark. I'm speechless. That's a winner. The SNS Kettle really nailed this. This is fantastic. Could not be happier. Now, if you're looking for what to do with this leftover pulled pork, check out this next video because I got 5 recipes for you to check out. See you on the next one.